Barbara Corcoran has been vocal, using multiple media outlets, even going as far as to say,
"This is the very best time to buy a house."
With mortgage rates being so high, along with increased home prices, it begs the question, is Corcoran cray-cray, or is she right? This is a hot topic, as many wannabe homebuyers wonder, should they buy a home now, or should they wait? Many think Corcoran is out of touch with the average everyday person. So today, I'll share some data, and you'll hear what other prominent economists and real estate experts are saying. Then at the end of this video, I'll talk about a huge opportunity that homebuyers are missing out on right now. And I'll share some strategies to get a much lower mortgage interest rate today. Before we get rolling, I think it's important to know a little bit about Barbara Corcoran. She's best known for her role on the show Shark Tank. But like many others, there were years of sacrifice and trials before she became famous. Corcoran came from humble beginnings. She struggled in school and was labeled as dumb by her teachers. She got a degree in education and became a teacher. But in 1973, with a $1,000 loan from her then boyfriend, she began her real estate journey, starting the Corcoran Group, becoming one of the largest and most respected real estate companies in New York City. She later sold that company for 66 million smackers. Corcoran is highly respected in the real estate industry. So when she talks about real estate, not only has she been there and done that, but she's also been among the elite. Knowing this, I can't imagine why anyone wouldn't at least consider her advice when it comes to buying or selling a home. Recently, Corcoran has appeared on multiple media outlets urging people to buy a house right now, even though mortgage rates recently hit a 23-year high. Like many of you, I wonder why she's being so vocal, and why would she care if you, or I, or really anyone, buys a house? Some are accusing her of trying to keep the market inflated to protect her real estate holdings. That's not a bad theory, but despite Corcoran's prominence, her words simply could never carry enough weight to sway the US housing market. According to Corcoran, current market conditions are presenting a unique opportunity for potential home buyers. No doubt, there are deals to be had, but fear of a crash or recession looms over the housing market. Corcoran thinks this is going to happen.
House prices are not going to come down. I believe that when the real estate interest rates come down, when the mortgage rates come down, all hell's going to, oh, you're not supposed to say that.
It's morning television, not you're on Shark Tank.
Every buyer on the sideline is going to jump into the market as long as the interest rates come down to 5 or 4%. And houses are going to go up in price all over again. I wouldn't be surprised if they go up by as much as 10 or 15% when that happens.
Oh, wow.
So according to Corcoran, the market is not going to crash. Instead, house prices will increase, especially if rates drop. I agree that if rates drop into the 4s or 5s, house prices will definitely increase. But what are other market experts predicting? A Wall Street Journal survey showed that in October of 2022, a majority thought we were headed for a recession. But the tide has now turned, as more economists now believe a recession will not happen. So how do you time the market to get the best deal? Corcoran said, "I've been in the business my whole life, and I've never been able to sharpshoot this market. But what I can tell you, it's a good time to buy." In short, if one of the most renowned real estate experts is saying that she's never been able to time the market, it's highly likely that you won't either. But the second part of her statement is another warning to those of you who are sitting on the sidelines. And once again, something wannabe homebuyers should consider. Home prices are not expected to fall, but even if they did, this next chart should give you some comfort. The first thing to note is that despite some ups and downs, home prices have always increased over time. The red arrow points out the Great Recession. So even if you had horrible timing and bought a house in 2007, it would be worth double or triple than what you paid at the peak of the market. This is why so many say that it's always a good time to buy real estate. As someone who closed on a home at the end of 2007, just as the market peaked, I can confidently say that yes, certain times are better than others. But as long as you don't overextend yourself, buying real estate is always a wise choice. Did you know that homeownership is widely regarded as one of the safest and fastest ways to build wealth? If you're currently paying rent, this next chart should hit you like a punch from Mike Tyson. Data from the Federal Reserve shows that homeowners are nearly 40 times wealthier than renters. Those numbers are staggering. Home ownership helps normal, everyday people build massive amounts of wealth over time. One incredible benefit of owning a home is the stability of a mortgage payment. Rent, on the other hand, has always increased over time. This chart shows what rent has done since 1988. Ouch. Not to mention that when you make your house payment, each month, a portion of that money is applied towards the principal. After 30 years of owning a home, your house should be paid off. Can you imagine a life without that large, nagging expense that comes month after month after month? To no longer have that? Well, that's what we call financial freedom. And your home could easily be valued at more than 3 times of what you paid for it. After 30 years of paying rent, you'll have nothing to show for it. And your monthly payment will be significantly higher. Like so many others, you could end up paying rent until you died. I think Snoop Dogg said it best.
Real estate is the most important thing in the world. If you don't own land, you don't own nothing. When I first started buying, I would buy cars, jewelry. I didn't ever pay my house off. I'm just gonna pay rent $3,000 a month. Like death row, we was like leasing. You get me? Leasing. So you paying somebody else's rent. No Limit was what house you want, what car you want, in your name. Yeah, in your name.
There are loads of incredible benefits of owning a home, and they aren't all financial. When you're done watching this video, you might want to watch 20 incredible benefits of owning a home. Just real quick, if you find this information helpful, please give me a thumbs up so others know that the video is helpful. For the most accurate and up-to-date real estate news, please subscribe and ring the bell to be notified each time I post new videos. I appreciate your support more than you know, and it allows me to continue making videos like this to help awesome people just like you. Thanks. Okay, so if you don't think it makes sense to buy a house while rates are high, this might help.
Mortgage rates went up to 8% last week, and yet apparently you say now is a good time to buy a house. How is that? That doesn't compute in my brain.
Nobody's expecting rates to come down, okay, immediately. But the minute rates come down to anything with a 5 in front of it, everything's going to break loose. Everybody's on the sideline. The sellers will list, the buyers will buy, and you'll have so much competition that you'll be paying more for your house. I wouldn't be surprised if rates come down, if prices went up by 10 or even 15%. So you can't win, and you could always refinance later.
Because we're in a housing shortage, when rates drop, buyers will flood the market and prices will come up. And it will most likely happen faster than you think. Looking at this chart, the jagged line trending downward shows the existing inventory of homes for sale. The line shooting upward is the US population. Looking to the left, you notice that the existing inventory was consistently above the population. But since the Great Recession, that number has continued to drop, while the US population has continued to climb. This is happening because home builders built far too few houses in the decade following the market crash of 2008. The simple economics of supply and demand are in play. Because of this, it's estimated that home prices will continue to increase over the next 5 years, but they estimate at a more normal rate. But if you live in a hotter housing market, you can expect more aggressive increases, maybe up to 10 or even 15%, as Corcoran suggested. So why does Barbara Corcoran believe that right now is the very best time to buy?
I'm sure you've heard that interest rates just hit a 23-year high. And you know what that's doing? It's pushing more buyers onto the sideline, and they're going to wait it out. The days of the 2 or 3% interest rates are never going to come again. Forget about that. But they will come down, and you want to stay in the market, and I'm going to tell you why. The minute they drop and come to anything with a 5 in front of it, the whole world's going to jump back in the market. There's going to be no houses around, and prices are going to go up by 10% or even 15%. So don't get out of the market. This is the very best time to buy a house because everybody's scared.
Did you catch what she said at the very end of the video?
Because everybody's scared.
No doubt, there's a lot of fear in the market. You might be wondering why fear would make it a good time to buy real estate. An old German proverb says, fear makes the wolf bigger than he is. And one of the world's most famous investors, Warren Buffett, said, be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy only when others are fearful. If you're willing to consider that maybe you're making a bigger deal out of these higher mortgage rates, you just might find some unbelievable opportunities. More on this in a minute. Corcoran reminds us that it's a buyer's market, and those who seize this opportunity can benefit in the long run. If you're more conservative, you might be curious to hear what Dave Ramsey has to say.
I would buy now, regardless of interest rates. Here's what I don't know 12 to 24 months from now. I don't know what interest rates will be. I do know house prices will have gone up 7 to 8% a year during that time because there continues to be a shortage of housing. We can predict that the cost is going to go up, so we might as well get in now. We don't know if rates are going to go down, so waiting on them to come down, they might not. We know house prices are going to go up, so let's buy. If interest rates go down, you can always refinance. You're not stuck, but you are stuck with house prices. So buy now.
So there are substantial advantages to buying a house in a slower market. To name a few, right now, there's not a lot of competition. Some sellers are desperate and willing to negotiate. This could come in the form of a price reduction, or they might pay your closing costs or for a rate buy down, among other things. And you're likely to pay more if you wait to buy a house. Okay, so as promised, I'm going to share a huge opportunity homebuyers are missing right now, along with some strategies to get a much lower mortgage rate today. First, what's this huge opportunity that I'm talking about? Home builders. If you choose new home construction, there are 2 great options. Number 1, you can build from scratch. This will allow you to lock in the price today and get whatever great incentive the builder is currently offering. And I must say that I've seen some insane deals over the last few months. On top of that, it should take 8 to 12 months for the home to be constructed. Since rates are expected to drop, you can have a much lower house payment than if you'd purchased a house today. Or number 2, you can purchase a spec home. Builders often offer extra crazy deals if you're willing to take one of their completed homes off their books. Recently, a builder offered my client a 4.99% fixed 30-year rate. Admit it, you didn't even think that was possible. For an in-depth look, you'll want to watch, get the best deal, and save loads of money when building a home by doing this. If you live in Utah and you're looking to build a home, I'm a new home construction specialist, and I'd be honored to answer your questions. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. But how do you get the best, most amazing deal possible? It's called creative financing. There are several strategies that can be applied to buying a home creatively. Most individuals who are willing to sell a home this way offer much better rates than what banks are charging. There are loads of incredible benefits to purchasing a home creatively. I'd recommend reaching out to a creative specialist in your market to make sure you get the best deal and that you don't make any silly mistakes. Once again, if you're in Utah, I have a team of agents who specialize in all aspects of buying and selling homes creatively. You're welcome to call or text me with your questions. Buying a home is the smartest financial decision most people ever make, but always evaluate your financial situation and make sure you understand the costs associated with home ownership. Financial advisors and real estate experts can provide valuable insight tailored to your specific situation. So what are your thoughts on Barbara's advice? Are you thinking about buying a home in this market? Let me know in the comment section below. If you're ready to buy, sell, build a home, or invest in Utah real estate, I get contacted all the time. Please feel free to call or text me with your questions. I'd love to meet you, and I'm honored to serve you. For everyone else, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you have a friend or a family member looking to buy or sell a home, you can always text this video to them. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and ring the bell to be notified each time I post new videos. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Ty the Real Estate Guy. If you found this information helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to ring that little bell below. It'll make you feel good.